How Chat GPT helped me beat the pump track. This is a pump track, and I'd like to quickly thank the visionaries that made this thing happen. They wouldn't necessarily have had adults in mind when they planned this thing, so I'm grateful. Thanks. What a thing of beauty, fun and excitement. What a thing of terror, danger and pain. I can't resist it. It's calling me. I need to investigate and try it out for myself. And by the end of this video, perhaps I can inspire you to give it a go too. Come on, I've already lost some hair. Who cares if I lose some skin? How hard can it be? What could possibly go wrong? I never skateboarded as a kid, and yet here I am, an adult, about to drop into this pump track on a Surfskate for the very first time. Hello and welcome everyone. It's another beautiful day to be in the outside. I know. Some people think skateboarding is just for kids, right? Wrong. Look at it this way. If adults can kick a football or ride a bike or even a scooter, then it's also perfectly acceptable for adults to skateboard too. Well, I think so anyway. Now, I admire watching a good skateboard trick, I really do, but for me, I knew I was after something more chilled, smooth, even calm. Something I could master so that I might experience that amazing sensation we call flow, that magical balance of challenge and skill, creativity and control. I wanted to cruise and carve, ride the tarmac like a wave, fluid, effortless carving. Well, that's what I pictured in my head, and that's why I bought a Surfskate rather than a regular popsicle skateboard. Think of surf skating as a combination of surfing and skateboarding, a way to practice the fluid motion of surfing on land to get some of that carving and flow without even getting wet. And this is my refurbished Carver Triton Surfskate that I managed to get at a reduced price. It had been a shop display model and already had a small ding in the nose where someone had obviously given it a go and got a bit wild, but other than that, it was fine. A Surfskate has one small but key difference compared to a regular skateboard. While the axles or trucks of a skateboard are usually identical, with a Surfskate, the front truck is mounted on a sort of rotating arm, which adds an extra axis of rotation to allow for short and manoeuvrable turns. Great for cruising with a bit of a carvy feel. And it turns out that learning as an adult is both fun and terrifying. So here I am, thinking about trying to skate this magnificent pump track with its smooth rollers and berms. Perfect playground to build skills and take it to the next level. That's a bit quicker than I thought it would be. I think it's gloves on for me. Protect my old man hands. Starting from scratch meant embracing three things: falling, failing, and figuring it out. But wearing pads and a helmet made a huge difference in my confidence. It's just easier to commit when you know you're more protected. There's a big hint drop right there. Get some pads and a lid and it will make things ever so slightly less scary. So how did I get on? Well, it may make for some tortuous viewing, but this is the sort of thing that happened. But instead of just sending it and hoping for the best with the unbridled energy and exuberance of a teenager, as an adult, short on time but still big on ambition, I knew I'd have to be a little more cerebral about this venture. My plan? Consult Chat GPT. Now, I'm not aware of any AI entity that has successfully managed to navigate a pump track on a skateboard. Not yet, anyway. So was Chat GPT actually any help? Well, yes. And no. I was again trying something new, and I knew, of course, that learning by doing would be the best way of making any progress, no matter how small. Clearly, I was unable to get any personal coaching or critique that would help me develop my rookie attempts and poor posture board stance. Now that would really have been helpful. So how on earth could my AI mentor actually help? The answer? Well, I think it was pretty cool. I was introduced to a scientific learning framework called N3S, Neuroscientific Skill Stacking, to teach me how to improve faster than I ever expected. Right now, I'm still not sure if the terminology N3S is widely accepted. A few Google searches did not deliver any great matches, so while the concept makes sense, I'm really not sure if labeling neuroscientific skill stacking as N3S is legit. Or has ChatGPT just invented a brand new acronym? Please let me know in the comments if you know more than me about this. I'll use N3S as an acronym though. It does make sense. Go on, try saying neuroscientific skill stacking a few times yourself. Neuroscientific N3S is a structured approach to learning any skill efficiently by applying principles from sports science, neuroscience, and cognitive psychology. It simply involves deconstructing a complex skill into its fundamental components. You practice each component individually, then gradually stack or integrate them until the full movement becomes fluid and automatic. Actually, N3S is a useful technique for learning any skill. Top performers, whether in sports, music, or even chess, use this form of deliberate practice to level up faster. Chess grandmasters and elite athletes don't just play games or train randomly. They isolate specific weak points, practice them intensely, then reintegrate them into their full performance. They don't necessarily practice more, they practice smarter. Yep, that's what ChatGPT said, so it must be true. N3S involves 4 key components to maximize learning speed and skill retention. Let's look quickly at each pillar and how it relates to the scientific quest of conquering the pump track. 1. Needs analysis. Break the skill into smaller parts. First, identify what specific areas of the skill needs improvement. For me, when I started, well, I felt everything needed improvement, but I quickly realized I should focus on one thing at a time. For example, maintaining speed around a berm. Improving this would allow me to transition to the next section without stalling. 2. Specificity. Train only what actually matters. Focus your training in a way that directly translates to real-world performance. For example, I focused on just one transition at a time, making sure I could connect sections smoothly before moving on to the next. Avoid generic or unfocused practice. Every rep should have a purpose. So break the skill into smaller, trainable components, rather than attempting everything at once. 3. Stimulus to fatigue ratio. High-impact training without burnout.
It's quite hard.
Focus on high-impact drills that bring improvement without excessive fatigue. So that means short, targeted Surfskate sessions instead of endless, unstructured attempts. And prioritize quality over quantity. 10 minutes of deeply focused practice is way better than an hour of sloppy repetition. 4. Neuroplasticity and feedback loops. Immediate feedback for real progress. Analyze mistakes and make small corrections when you try again. This is where filming yourself is really useful. You'll become aware of your flailing arms or bent over stance much more quickly. And now you're aware of it, you can focus more on controlled weight shifts instead. Plus you also get to relive the experience and laugh at yourself. And all without the pain of falling. Use progressive overload, slightly increase the difficulty as your skills improve. And train at the edge of your ability. Make sure it's challenging, but not overwhelming. Okay, let's summarize. To conquer the pump track, I need to first practice a small section at a time, and then repeat that section until it feels more natural. Only then should I move on to the next section and repeat that until I'm comfortable with it. Finally, over time, I can link all the sections together and complete the whole thing without breaking a bone. Thanks, Chat GPT. Kinda useful, but pretty much how I was planning to learn anyway.
Oh my goodness, that is fun. Right. Next step is to do the whole thing in about 15 steps. If it takes me 15 takes to do this, I will do 15 takes. Ready, steady, go.
N3S works as it's based on the way the brain actually learns and retains skills, ensuring faster, more permanent progress. Instead of just practicing mindlessly, N3S helps you train smarter, not harder. The best learners don't just practice more, they practice better. Deliberate practice. The best athletes, musicians and professionals break skills down and train them separately. You isolate weak points, train them deliberately, and then stack these improvements together until, ta-da, you're a pro, or, if like me you have lesser expectations, you're at least finally able to complete the pump track without stopping or crashing. Okay, I'll prove it. It's not pretty, but here it is. This is point of view footage of my first ever complete run of the track. Drop the beat.
Oh God. Oh, ouch.
Not perfect, but definitely progress. From barely making it around a berm to completing the whole pump track. Did I reach that effortless flow state? Perhaps not this time. Not quite. Flow happens when your skills match the challenge just right. I'm still working on that. But this was an important step, proving that even as an adult beginner, you can learn new skills faster than you think you can if you practice the right way. And remember, if adults can play football, they can skateboard too. Now, you might not fancy risking your skin on the pump track, and that's okay. But be sure to understand this. If you want to try and learn anything, you have to do something. You have to make a start. If there's something you'd like to try, go on, make it happen. Start at the beginning. And if you're thinking about trying a skateboard for the first time, do it. It's not just for kids. Kicking a ball is for kids. If you've enjoyed this, drop a like, subscribe and leave a comment to let me know what skill are you working on. And look out for my next video where I try, well, walking. Join me as I try one of the most basic things in life, walking. This is about slowing down and stripping life back to the basics, embracing the moments as they unfold. Let's simply experience life as we pass it by, one foot in front of the other. Together we'll savour the colours, the scenery, the rain, as we explore the peaceful and beautiful countryside along the border of Devon and Cornwall in the southwest of England.
Old man's getting tired. I need a coffee.